broadcasting through the depths of outer space.
Hello, I'm alive. I don't know what's going on.
By your command.
Fascinating.
Damn you all to hell!
Nando.
It's the Solo Sci-Fi Podcast. This is episode 86 of the Solo One Sci-Fi Podcast. I am on again with my sci-fi fan, expert, oracle, force of nature, Martin Fowler. Hello, Martin.
Can I just die from cringing?
I know, but I try to build you up every week. I never know what to say anymore.
I know, but I don't. Please don't, because I shrink from the screen.
You do the same to me. It's not just a one-way street.
Well, that's true. That's true.
But I think your build-ups are better than mine. I think that the way that you introduce the show in many ways is better, but never mind. How are you? How's it going?
I'm all right. I'm good. I bought The Professionals on Blu-ray, and I'm enjoying it.
Bam, bam. I never really watched that. I always just used to like the opening titles. I never used to sort of watch.
Yeah.
It's one of those shows when I was growing up. We had things like The Professionals, Minder, Bergerac, all these shows, and I never watched the shows. It was just the opening titles I liked, and then I'd turn it off.
Do you remember the Thames thing with the London Bridge?
Yeah, because I was in I was lived in Thames LWT, so that was the one I used to get. Yeah. And they, I think, didn't they make Rainbow? Because I think it's Rainbow's anniversary. I think it's 50 years old or something.
Is Jeffrey still alive then?
I assume so. I don't know. But it's like, it's terrible. Mind you, the Doctor Who trailer, it looks like Bungle's now in the Doctor Who trailer. Have you seen him?
No, I don't. Is it next week? It's
Halloween. Halloween.
Right, fucking marvellous.
6:30 Halloween. So
6:30. So that means I'll have to be home.
So all the kiddies who are doing, from mind you, trick or treating might be done about 6:30. So I suppose they're thinking that, and it's got Halloween in the title or something. It's Halloween Apocalypse or something, and it's the whole series is going to be subtitled Flux or something. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it anyway. So that'll be fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, obviously I'm gonna watch it. Yes, I just want to say I will be doing a live stream after the episode. So.
Oh, brilliant! Okay, I'll try and tune in and if see how that goes with that. And I'm sure you'll be vocal. This is obviously on Martin's channel, YouTube channel, Martin's Sci-Fi Appeal. I always love these shows where you get reactions just after seeing it, and I'm sure that I reckon you're going to say, "What the fucking hell was that?"
I don't know. It might be good. It could be good. It could be the total opposite. It could be, "Wow, did you see that?" Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. As I say, I mean, it's
but that's all that's probably in another universe where it's, there will be a universe somewhere where people like it.
I suppose, but it's a universe far, far away. I suppose, really, isn't it? Another plane of existence. It's nowhere near this universe, I think. But no, I mean, like I say, it's it is what it is. I think that as the years go by, I probably will mellow to this era, because I always do. I always have a difficulty with newer shows. I said this before with with Discovery and Picard. When you watch them, once you've got used to the fact that they're so different, it's kind of like training your mind to get more. That's the way they're doing things.
I do admit, I'm not saying it were perfect, but when I did watch Picard the second time, I did enjoy it a bit.
You preferred it? Yeah.
I still didn't like the final 2 episodes, but a lot came together more the second time round.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, I think one of the main crux of the story was that some essence of data was kept in B4, and then somehow he still had some self-awareness in what remained of him, and that, and obviously Picard just getting old and facing his mortality. They're the two main factors of it. But again, it was just done in a way with the F-bombs and everything, which I didn't need. That I just I wasn't so mad on it, but...
I'm ripping eyeballs out. Funny, really, I watched an episode of Voyager and Icheb were in it.
Oh, right. Which one?
Yeah, I caught it on Netflix. I watched an episode, and
With each
I
other.
sat there thinking, just think 20 years from now, you're gonna get your fucking eyeball ripped out.
Yeah, but I still think it's funny that you see the actor who played Ichev in almost like an alternate universe in that fan film.
Yeah.
With Walter Koenig.
You mean that terrible episode they made?
The one that, I mean, yeah, it
Star
was a few
Trek
years ago.
Renegades or something.
That's it, Renegades.
God, that were awful. I fell for the hype on that, and I watched it, and I sat there and I thought, "Are you kidding me? This is terrible."
So which is better then? Is Renegades or Picard better? You think Picard's better than Renegades?
Well, obviously Picard's better. Did you say Star Trek Gods of Men? Something Gods? Is it?
I quite like that. It was
Well,
all right.
That's all right. I was just about to say I didn't mind it myself.
Yeah,
It was better than bloody Renegades.
It was made by the same people though. It was actually
Yes, it was. Yes.
And but I kind of like the fact that they used all the James Cawley Star Trek sets.
Yes. Yeah.
And we had Alan Ruck back as John Harriman, Captain of the Enterprise B. He returned. We also had like it wasn't a mirror universe. We had something. We had Kim.
It was
Harry
a
Kim.
timeline alteration.
That's
wasn't
it. We had Harry Kim, and that's right because it was it was oh god, what's his name? The
Neelix.
character. No, yeah, he was in it, but the character who's in the second part of Star Trek. And he was the one that went to the Great Barrier, and because his eyes glowed, and in
Gary
Mitchell.
Gary Mitchell, yeah.
It was based on an alternative where Gary Mitchell became like a god or something. I
And
didn't mind it.
Charlie Seven turned up as well. Charlie X.
Charlie Evans.
Pulling
sorry.
his facial expressions to do stuff.
Yeah. So how come they got Renegades so wrong compared to of God's
I don't know.
Men?
Didn't they make a sequel to Renegades?
They made a series, at least one or two episodes afterwards, but they
I've not
at that
seen
point, no, it's really strange because that was when the dreaded Axanar copyright came down and all the fan films were buggered. And what they did, they changed it so that it was no longer Starfleet. It was like Space Fleet or something. And
Yeah,
all the specific ships were changed so that they couldn't look like Star Trek ships anymore. It was really ridiculous. It was really desperate. So yeah, it's a shame because you know, I some of these fan films are really good, and then ones like, and then you get Axanar, where I mean I don't even follow him anymore, but
I'm still getting emails off them.
I banned him. I blocked every single email, every single
I'm gonna have to
YouTube
do
channel.
that. I was asking for bloody money.
Well, yeah, 5 years later, and he's done about 2 minutes worth of filming. It's just.
Well, no, I think he's done an 12 minute episode, hasn't he?
Well, that's not worth it for 5
I think
years and
that
20
he's done
quid.
something. I've seen it where he's on ship, and I just sat there and I thought it took you 5 years to make that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he's trying to do part 2 or something. I don't know. I saw something a while ago, and it was all right, but I just don't have a lot of time for the Axanar project now.
No, it's been. I've lost my patience with it, and I've just moved on basically, which is a shame.
And
Right,
I want my £10 back as well.
I want my 20 quid. So 30 quid we've lost between us. I could have gone out for a nice meal. Well, maybe not a nice meal, but I could have
got a coffee.
could have had a few beers, couldn't you? You could have had a couple of beers. Oh well, never mind. Well, look, let's go into. We've got an interesting one to talk about this week. This is a show which I've almost seen it, but I've got 3 more episodes to go. But I can still talk about a lot about it. So let's go into the jingle and then we'll announce it. Here we go.
It's the Solar Sci-Fi Focus
Of the week.
All right, so this show is a show which I think started in 2016. It was a Canadian. It was one of the guys that wrote it was one of the guys who wrote SG-1, Atlantis, and all that. One of the Stargate guys. I think Robert Cooper's involved as well. He's a producer, and he was also involved in this in Stargate. And that is Dark Matter. Now, this is a show that Martin, you told me about a while ago. Like you have come into quite a few shows actually during this podcast, and this is your latest way of getting me into another series, especially as we've still got to avoid with new stuff. So Dark Matter, you said to me, is about these people who wake up and they don't know their memory. And that was about it. And that's really, first of all, that's really how it starts off. And it's very interesting premise that basically these people wake up on a ship. They don't know who they are, where they're from, but they know that they've been in some kind of criminal sects or piracy. Or they've got some idea that they're not exactly, shall we say, monks or anything, but they've got a bit of a nefarious background. So they name each other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And of course, at this point, I know that a couple of the numbers have gone, or sort of gone, and I'll go into that as we talk a bit more about it. So I've really enjoyed this show, and I've almost finished it, and I'll be finished today. So I can even give you next week. I'll just do a brief follow up as to how it finished as well. So Martin, let me ask you, what did you think about Dark Matter?
I got into Dark Matter in its third season. That's when I saw it. Right. It came out at the same time as The Expanse. There's like a connection.
There is a connection
between them both for me. And one day I was in a shop and I bought all 3 seasons. On DVD.
Just like that. Do you sometimes buy stuff even if you don't know it's going to be good?
Sometimes I don't like watching stuff online because you've got to sit in front of a monitor. I'd like to watch it on the TV.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I bought it, and I just started on The Expanse and started watching it, and I got through all 3 seasons, right?
Yeah.
And the week I finished the final season, I went on the internet.
Oh, that's when you found out it had been cancelled. Oh, that's
yeah.
awful.
And I was at the edge of my seat after watching 3 seasons of that.
Yeah. I've already got the impression that it's going to end on some sort of cliffhanger, or a bit like Universe did on Stargate. This kind of thing where, because it's made by the same people, they obviously made the last episode, and then they weren't told or confirmed whether they'd got another season, which I really hate.
Well, there is some good news has come out.
Okay, tell me about
that. There is some good news. I read an article about a week ago. I think I mentioned it in one of the podcasts.
Yeah.
The creators want to finish it off with some kind of mini-series. They want to...
it's not that long ago that it finished either. It's only like 2 or 3 years ago.
So they still can sort of get it together. Now that I know this, it started off as a 4-part comic. I've never read the comic.
Oh, okay.
But it came from a comic, apparently.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And when I started on the concept, it's very Blake 7, very Firefly, very...
Yeah.
Very Alien... Dare I say Alien, not Alien 3, we don't talk about that. I'm on about Alien 4, the renegade sort of people that come together.
Yes, I can see that. Yes, there's a parallel.
They have a super ship, like they expand. They've got this ship that's got that edge.
The Raza. Yeah, the Raza. Yeah.
And I watched it, and because I thought it was on Sci-Fi, so I thought, it's one of them things I'm not going to bother with. And I thought that of The Expanse, and I started on both of them round about the same time.
Right.
And then it got cancelled. But the concept of this series, I loved it. When they didn't know who they were,
I know,
and all that, and they had these skills like reflexes, and who was the girl who wasn't even part of the crew.
That's right.
But she was there.
She was there. It's interesting. They were a very interesting group of characters. Obviously, they were named from they got named by whoever woke up first. So obviously, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, at this point, I'm almost done. So I know that some very interesting things happened, especially with the character 1. Now, the character 1, of course, was in the first season, and
Is that the female?
No, 1 is the man, the character who's actually got a different face, and then he got shot.
God.
Now, I was really surprised about that, because we found out one thing I loved about this series, which is something which I've not quite seen, which I thought was so clever, was the idea of the way that they transport. Basically, if you want to go to, say, let's say that there was one of these bases on Pluto or something. What you have is you go into this little sort of compartment kind of thing. You go to sleep, and your consciousness is downloaded, and so is your physical presence is cloned, and then you wake up on Pluto in a cloned body, and you're yourself. You look like yourself, And then at the end of that,
Fantastic idea.
you go. Now, I've not seen that specifically
No,
for
I've
any other
not seen that,
sci-fi.
no,
And
no.
whoever thought that, to me,
There is one film that does something similar to that. That's
Oh, is
John
there? What's
Carter
that?
of Mars. John Carter of
Oh,
Mars, which I
I've
do
not seen
recommend
that.
you should watch.
John Carter of Mars.
Where
Okay.
he sleeps, he locks himself in a room, and
Right.
then he's got a new body on Mars. But he's got certain abilities because the gravity's lighter. He can jump around and stuff.
I'll have to check that out. Okay.
Yeah, John Carter of Mars. It's a fantastic film.
John Carter of Mars.
But that's definitely should be covered for another podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, thank you so much for telling me about the series because I
Yeah,
really
it flopped.
thoroughly
It
enjoyed it.
cost 150 million and it bombed. And
Really?
it's spectacular. Yeah, it's a shame because they opened up an entire universe. It's like Dune sort of level
Right.
of this character. But yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, I was so impressed with this series.
Really
what?
good.
And I can say this to you, and I'm not going to give you a big spoiler, but who erased the computer and who took the memories away?
Ah.
I know one of them got the Asian guy got his.
He's four. Now I liked
Yeah,
him. Now 4 was
But
the one
you've
that.
seen it recently. I haven't.
Yeah, well, I've
so-
seen them all. I mean, obviously 4 was the Emperor on.
Yeah, he was like some kind of emperor, wasn't he, or descendant of one? Yeah.
And he eventually, and it was interesting because at one point he discovered that he could get his memories back, and that's
Yes.
when he did get his memories back. That was the end of his proper association with the crew, and then of course he made himself emperor again. He killed off a lot of people who we thought were going to be his allies, and he became, I don't know about his last 3 episodes, but he became a not particularly nice person. And then he had the what was it, blink drive or something? There was this new kind of drive.
Yeah, they could get anywhere in like a second, couldn't they?
And that was another interesting aspect. There was
Yeah.
one episode where it went wrong, and they went to a parallel universe.
Yeah.
And we saw an alternate one, and I thought, and of course it might still happen, that at the end of the episode where they went back to their own universe, they discovered that the Marauder, the shuttlecraft from the alternate universe, had come back with them, and I thought that the alternate one was going to be seen again. I've not seen him yet, so I've got 3 episodes to see whether one returned. So I don't know whether the actor just left. I mean, why did that character go? Because he was one of the main characters in the first season. It was strange.
Well, it was interesting. There's one episode where they all get their memories back and they all turn evil.
That's right.
And the girl reversed it all.
That's right.
At the end, she reversed, and they were all ashamed of themselves because they didn't want to go back to being evil. I like the guy who was the killer with the grey hair.
Yeah.
He was somebody with no scruples at all. But when he lost his memory, he was a better person.
Yeah.
You know.
I was going to say the one character I thought that the actress who played her was fantastic, and that was Android. I thought Android.
Oh, she was
brilliant.
marvelous.
My God, what a Star Trek character! My God.
Yeah, and she was
She was
killing
fantastic.
She was.
She was fantastic.
Yeah. But who was the one that erased the memories? I mean, I thought it was the girl all along. You know, the young girl.
Yeah, the
She
young
was
girl. Yeah.
He was like the conscience of them all.
So, do you find out? I mean, I don't know. I still not quite sure.
No, you don't. No,
okay,
it got
'cause-
bloody cancelled, didn't it?
But then in
There
some
is
ways,
a-
go on. I was going to say it might be better in some ways if you don't ever know. Sometimes it's nice not to
Yeah,
always
it
have the
could
answers.
be. It could be, but I thought it was the girl who was behind it all because she didn't belong on the ship, but she was there.
That's right.
And but she became like their conscience, didn't she?
Yeah, she was kind of like the anchor of keeping them kind of without going straying too far. She had a good influence on them. She made them more of a family. I just love the interaction. with the
she
show.
did because they all became, especially the guy he was an ex-federal agent who was hunting them down, and he
That
had
was
his
6.
memories
That
of
was
them.
6.
Yeah.
See, luckily I know all the. That's another thing about the
because you've
series.
seen
I know
it, so
all.
you'll have to
Yeah, but I know
remind
all the
me.
numbers. I mean, I don't remember all their names, but I know I think I can't remember their proper names, but I obviously know them from. One is the one that died. Obviously, spoilers. 2 was the girl, the woman. The one that was running it. 3 was the guy whose girlfriend died, but ended up her consciousness was in the memory
Yes,
core.
yes, I
3.
remember that. Yeah.
And the one I just watched 3. The girlfriend's consciousness has now been transferred to an android body.
Yeah.
And now the androids plus the android's creator who looks like her, they want her to do some mission or something. That's as far as I got. So right near the
Yeah,
end.
and the corporate conspiracy, but there's an extraterrestrial invasion in the background building up as well.
Oh, I didn't know about extraterrestrials. I thought it was all human. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Slight spoiler, but look, this time tomorrow, I would have seen it all. I don't mind.
It's in the set. There is something going on in the background beyond the corporation.
We have seen already. We've already seen 3 had this alien thing put into his body, and he made his eyes go.
That's it.
That was the only thing we've seen with aliens so far.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We've already been aware, but that's the only time in the show that we've been aware of anything outside of humanity. That's the first time.
The final episode is explosive.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's up. But you still don't find out who. Somebody or something erased their memories for a purpose.
Right. Okay.
And that, to me, was the bigger thing. Because it's I know he got his memories back in that became the Emperor, but the others, and they didn't want to go back to being their other self. They didn't want to go back. And that's what I found fascinating. Because that episode, when they all got the memories back, I think it's in first or second season, is that when they're all like, they all treat the girl as like, they don't care about her. She gets all upset. Yeah. And then she does something. I think there's a lot more going on with her than couldn't she some kind of computer genius or something?
She's very she's almost like an android herself because she's very savvy with technology.
So intelligent, isn't she? Well, I think one of the crew is behind all this. I don't know. I don't think it's the android female. I don't think it's her. No. It's one of them. Somebody is playing a game in the background. I know there's all the other stuff, but who erased the memory? Because the ship's computer was erased as well to a certain date.
Yeah, it was. And they got some memory back. I don't know. But it's just a very good series. It's really strange because I was watching it and I thought this is okay, and then it's one of those series where suddenly you think, okay, this is actually really, really good. Yeah. And I'm at the point where I think that happened to me during beginning of season 2. I was a little bit more underwhelmed, and then it suddenly kicked into gear, and season 3's been great. And now I look back and it's like, yeah, this is a series I want to keep.
Well, it's a weird one, is Dark Matter, because you've got all the standard tropes in it. You know, the rebellious
you have
crew,
time
the super
travel.
ship.
You have time travel,
interdimensional travel, time travel.
Yeah,
and evil corporations and a conspiracy running through it all. You've got the standard stuff, but the concept of all waking up on a ship that's highly advanced, nobody knows each other, and they've all got to work together because half the universe is trying to kill them, and they don't know why.
No,
and then you've got the mystery of who are these people, and then we started getting a bit more.
Then you start getting more, and then of course when they find out a bit more about their backgrounds, that then changes how they're interacting with their other crewmates, and then what they're doing. And I love that. That's very. It's very unique.
The girl is the key to it all. That young girl, I think, is the key to it all. I really do. There's something because
that girl, the actress, that girl appeared in an episode of Stargate Atlantis. There's an episode. Yeah, there's an episode with Rodney McKay where he encounters this bratty princess or something.
Oh, is that her? Yeah, I know.
And that's her. And then eventually, it's the one where there's a painting that she does, and Rodney McKay's looking all heroic, and one of the others is looking all cowardly or something. But that's the same. She might have also been on SG-1. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I mean, I've seen her in a few things. But I mean, another strength for this series. First of all, very good production values. I love the Raza. There's a cool ship.
Beautiful ship.
And I like all the main characters are all very, very well acted, very likable. You know, I mean, again, you know, it just sticks with you. It's definitely.
Well, the older guy, he's like an ex-killer, isn't he?
Which one's that? Well, you mean
with the grey hair? The older one, isn't he? Some kind of like assassin. He's got grey hair. He's rough looking.
Is he? He's not one of the main crew, is he?
He's one of the main crew. He's got grey hair. He's long. I forgot. He's like, I think he's a bit older than others, and He's got.
Well,
I think that's Samu's girlfriend might be in the computer.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think.
it
I think
might
yeah.
be.
So that's 3 you're talking about. That's 3.
Yeah, he's got.
I
an
like him. He's
interesting
funny.
act.
He's quite funny. I
Yeah.
like him.
And I liked the guy that played the ex-federal agent because he was such a decent guy,
Yeah.
you know, and he
Yeah.
did stick with them, and I think he will put on there to arrest one of them as well, won't he? And
Yeah,
he'd
but
been
I mean,
used.
and that actor, I've seen him. He's been in
Oh,
Enterprise
DB
and stuff,
Woodside,
yeah.
he's in loads of stuff.
Yeah, he's been in Outer Limits as well. He's been lots
Yeah.
of things. SG-1 again, and it's and there's quite a few Stargate actors. We've seen
Yeah, well, I found there were
um,
quite a lot of connections. There were a lot of Stargaters in
a
that.
lot of Stargate actors in that show.
It might have come from the same company.
I think it was because Robert Cooper was involved with it, and obviously one of the main
Yeah.
was Paulson. He did it as well.
But there are a lot of
David
actors.
Hewlett was in it. Roddy McKay actually.
Yeah,
David
yeah.
Hewlett was in there. So was Elizabeth Weir from Atlantis. She was in it as well. Tori Higginson is her name. She was in it as well.
Yeah. Oh, she was
Yeah,
the
she
corporate
was.
person.
She was the corporate
Yes,
person.
yes.
So we had 2 main characters or actors from Atlantis in there as well. I mean, thing is, David Hewlett, when he plays a character, it's always a cowardly, snivelling guy. His characters are always very similar. Like he was in a similar when he played a character on Planet of the Apes, one of the films. He was
Yes.
he was like a neighbour who's like that. He's like this in obviously in Atlantis and SG-1. He's like this in this show as well. He was like some corporate guy, but he was a bit cowardly and sort of not wanting to get hurt. He
He's
always plays a
English,
similar
you know.
character.
He's
Is he?
English.
I
Yeah,
didn't
I
know
think
that.
so, yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I know
I
he's got a
think he's
YouTube
English.
channel as well.
I'm getting a bit fed up with this because I see some of these actors with American accents, and I'm sat there thinking, you know, and then you find out a year later they're actually English.
It's
What
like
amazing.
it's like we watch Frasier, and John Mahoney, who plays Martin Crane in that, the dad.
Yeah.
He's English.
Oh,
He's
what is he?
Yeah, and apparently
Didn't
he
know
moved to America, and because I think he somehow got involved with something, and he actually made an American accent, and he kind of
Wow.
like learned to talk like that, and then he got stuck. So you'd never
Oh,
think he's British.
right.
So there we go.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of Brits seem to sort of a lot of Americans and Brits and stuff like that. A lot of Brits end up in America and then lose their accents, which is quite interesting. So I don't know what that is. Although the actress who played the android, the creator, she did make an English accent for her, and she had a really good English accent, which I
She
thought was
did.
cool. So definitely a very good show. I can't wait to see the last 3 episodes. So I will say that next week, although we're hopefully, if you don't mind, Martin, I wanted to do the original 1978 Halloween film because that's Halloween next week. If you want to do, oh, you must have seen that millions of times, though. What? What's he laughing at? He's gone. What?
I just thank God you've spared me.
What? Spared you what?
Well, I thought you were gonna. I saw the trailer for the latest one, and I was thinking of you. I was thinking of you. I thought,
Why?
I bet he's gonna bring that up next week.
I tell you
Halloween
what.
Kills or something.
Hey, maybe next week we could try and do a live reaction. I could do, sometimes you could put a reaction like in Zoom. Maybe we can do it and see what it's like. It might be funny. That's next week. Halloween
Yeah,
next week.
I've seen Halloween 1. That's
Yeah,
with Donald
Halloween 1.
Pleasance
Yeah,
from
that's the
years
one.
ago.
Yeah.
And
And-
I saw H20.
I've not seen any of the newer ones. I've seen Halloween.
Oh,
1,
that was
2.
made about 15, 20 years ago. It was meant to the end of it, and
Yeah.
then they brought this thing out. So how old is Michael Myers now? Must be about 80. Well, he must be. I mean,
Yeah, but William Shatner's 90 and he goes up in a rocket, so Mike Myers can still go around with his knife and a mask or something.
And how's he? Is he supernatural, Michael Myers? Is he a supernatural being? I deem that Halloween is your.
I think it's
not
slightly.
mine.
I think it's slightly. It's horror, not really science fiction, but it does have a sort of sci-fi element that this person is almost superhuman. That's why I could shove it in next week. So there we go. So now let's finish off with Dark Matter though. So yeah, great series. I want to obviously see the last 3. You obviously said it's quite a big shock at the end.
Yes,
so,
it is. You're gonna love it.
so I will briefly finish up next week with this one. But Martin, thank you again. You've got me into The Expanse. You've got me into Star Maidens. You got me into Dark Matter, and I got you into Halloween 3: Season of the Witch.
Right.
What else have I? Actually, what else have I got you into?
Yeah, look, my mate watched it. You know, he watched it and he said to me, "What are you making a big thing about?" He said, "It's really good, isn't it?" He said, "It's not that bad, actually."
Yeah,
You
I
know, so a
It's
few
one
of my
those-
friends have come out and defended Halloween 3, so I was made to look a bit. So I do like Halloween 3. I was defeated. So
I prefer
yeah.
Halloween 3 to Halloween 1, which is we're reviewing next week.
I like. If it comes to it, I did prefer 3 to the rest of it. Yeah, I'm not really a
did.
horror fan.
No, I mean I don't
I'm
mind.
floating in and
some-
out with horror movies.
I kind of like. I don't mind some sci-fi horror, like The Thing or Alien.
Yeah,
and stuff like
yeah,
that.
I think
but
that's
it's kind
as
of-
far as I.
But I'm not. And The Fly is another sci-fi horror as well. So some.
Yeah, anything. I think when it's all like, you know, like The Exorcist and what they call him at Crystal Lake, him at Jason and all that.
Oh,
I'm
Jason
not that
Voorhees and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
From-
Freddy Krueger. I just couldn't, you know. I'd never
not-
really
They're
got
a bit
into the
repetitious, aren't they?
thing. Yeah,
They're a
and
bit
Hellraiser.
Yeah, I've only seen it. I only saw Hellraiser.
I think I've seen 3. I know there's been about 9 movies. I think
There's loads of them. Yeah,
I saw one on BBC at about 1 o'clock in the morning. I got in from a pub years ago. They were all set on a space station.
Yeah,
and
I
it
think that's the one I saw. And it's
Yeah,
really
it
weird.
were on about 12:30 at night on BBC. I remember watching it with a kebab. and no, I don't know, they did something and defeated Cenobites, and Space Station changed
Yeah.
into that box at the end, and I thought, oh, you fucking
And
kidding
then it
me.
goes back in
And
time
then-
or something. Yeah.
And then Jason from, is it from Jason? is it
Friday the
not Halloween?
13th.
Jason
Jason Voorhees.
He ended up on a bloody space station as well. I
What
mean,
about that terrible film with the oh god, the Irish? Oh, what was that character?
oh,
The one we
Leprechaun.
saw. Yeah, that's it. Leprechaun 3 in space, or whatever it's called. That was terrible.
Yeah,
You know, and I got you to.
Leprechaun 3. Yeah, you made me sit through that.
No, well, it was funny though.
You did.
I wasn't
I-
going to do. I was not going to do a podcast just on Leprechaun 3. I'm sorry. I mean, we talked about it, but I'm not going to do a podcast on that one. I don't think.
Leprechaun 3, what a bag of shite that was.
It was a bit. Yeah, no, it's terrible.
Warwick
Anyway.
Davis, how could you?
I know. I like Warwick Davis actually. He's good.
Yeah, I do. But he did.
I was going to say, well, thank you very much for reviewing this film, this series. Very good. I hope that it'd be great if they actually did finish it off.
Well, I do. I'm sick of this. I am sick to
So many
death
shows do that.
of
No.
investing time and money. Because if you're going out buying the bloody DVDs and you consume it all, and then you get to end, and it's cancelled.
Stargate Universe was another prime example.
Yeah, that was just showing its potential. That was.
Just going to kick it into gear.
I didn't get into that till the end at second. We're halfway through second season. I started to
Star Trek Enterprise as
blow
well.
with it.
Star Trek Enterprise did have a.
Yeah, I get upset about that. It still guts me today.
No, I know. I mean, they did that last episode, which everybody hated. I didn't mind it myself. But,
Yeah, it was an insult, that one. It was a bloody insult.
I didn't mind it. I actually thought it was supposed to be a love letter for 18 years of Star Trek production, but it was it was a kick in the teeth to Enterprise. It was
to
more
the cast, it was.
Yeah.
They even said that it was a kick in-
something really pissed off about that. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed they actually do that, because like I said, if it's only 2017 that the third season finished, it's not that long ago. It's doable. You know, they could even be in stasis for 5 years, so they've aged 5 years or something.
Yeah.
They could do it. So fingers crossed. Right. I've not got a ton of news, but shall we go into our focus news of the week?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Working.
Solar Sci-Fi.
All right, so this week we've already mentioned this on the show today, the final proper trailer for Doctor Who season 13, which I've seen. I don't know whether you've seen them yet, but they've actually redone the Sontarans, and the Sontarans look a lot like the classic Sontarans. Have you seen the new ones?
No.
Are you that bothered about it? Couldn't you give a shit or what?
I'm just gonna wait. My judgment. I'm not gonna say anything because I can't destroy it because I've not seen it yet. So if it's anything to go by the last 2 seasons, yeah, I'm open. Let's see what happens next week.
So can I get the impression you're not exactly really counting down the days with excitement? Shall we
No,
say? No.
no.
We've also had a bit more information about Star Trek Discovery is coming back. I think it's the 18th of November. I've got to see the trailer. Michael Burnham. I don't think she cries in this trailer, which is the first.
Yeah,
but
I've seen.
have we discussed that already on the show? Or...
No, I've seen they discover. They reckon it's another anomaly or the paradox or whatever. But it's rumours. It's rumoured it could be Vija.
I heard that as well. I hope it is. I think that'd be great.
It'd be interesting.
I'd love that. I think it'd be a really. Now, if they bring back Vija, I don't think they will, because they don't seem to give a shit about proper continuity in these new.
Yeah, but didn't Vija ascend to become like the Q at the end? It ascended to omnipotence. It came godlike at the end.
Decker, not Matt Decker, the son, he merged with Ilea.
Yeah.
To kind of be a bridge between artificial and biological life.
Yeah, but it came a new life form with vast power, though, didn't it?
But we just went off into a sort of different creative plane of existence with this being or something. But it was a bit vague.
the Q is so beyond that as well. Even the scale of that, the Q is just beyond that.
Well,
it's incredible, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, but they've never really kind of. I think in some ways they could have focused on the Q a bit more over the years. I mean, we've seen kind of like a representation of the Q continuum, which is like some sort of town or something like a gas
that's
station
so we can understand it because it's so beyond us.
But I mean, whether, of course they won't, whether they're going to actually give us more of how massive they are as a entity in the second season of Picard, I doubt that they will. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely one to think about. I don't think they'll do it though.
Yeah.
So yeah, bring back Vija. I think that'd be good. I mean, a lot of people hated.
It'd be interesting. It'd be nice to see. I hope it is. That just might get me back on board.
Yeah, but like I said, with Discovery, season 2 is definitely my favourite season so far of that series. So yeah. What else? Got anything else you're in?
Yeah, DC Fandom at the weekend. I caught up with the trailers.
All right. How
they showed the new Batman trailer. I've got to admit, I was very impressed.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I saw the Flash trailer and Michael Keaton returning as the original Batman.
How that must be interesting. I mean, I remember.
Flash it either alters the timeline or travels to a parallel universe. He goes back to save his mother or something. It's based on Flashpoint, and he meets Batman, but it's the Michael Keaton Batman, but he's older. He's like in his 60s. He's like, and I think he uses guns actually. It's much darker. So, but Michael Keaton's back in the costume. I'm very excited about that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, watch the trailer. Check it out.
They're doing a lot of sort of multiverse things. I mean, the MCU is doing it as well.
Yeah, they are. MCU's building to it. That's why you got Loki.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's the key. Loki's the Rosetta Stone to the next thing.
There is some news on MCU. It says apparently the MCU date shuffle, Doctor Strange, Thor, and Black Panther sequels delayed.
Again.
Apparently the Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 4 theatrical slate shifts across from 2022 to 2023, with various service productions catching up due to the pandemic. A number of previous.
So we're not getting Doctor Strange till 2023 then?
I'm just seeing.
They want to be careful because these films are made, and why they're holding them back because people can lose interest.
Well, yeah, I mean they did that with the new James Bond film, and apparently that's still doing quite well. But they did hold it off for about 2 years. The new Ghostbusters Afterlife was held back as well.
No, that's the release dates for that.
Although I know it's being released next month. No, in November I think it is. Yeah.
Are you going to see that then? Are you actually going to go see it?
No, I'm not going to see it.
I thought you would actually. I thought you'd.
I like Ghostbusters. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan. And also, it looks to me like it's going to be based on these kids. If it was like the original, I know the original cast is in it. But I've got the impression it's going to be one of those sort of shows, like a bit like Stranger Things or something, where it's going to be predominantly kids.
Apparently the test audiences, it came out very positive on the test audiences.
Would you want to go and see it then?
I don't know. I'm not really. I'm gonna go see the Eternals. That's something that's different. But like stuff like Bond and Shang-Chi and all that, I didn't bother.
Yeah.
I'm not a cinema. I like cinema. I do, but. Like I said, I am excited for Ghostbusters, but will I go see it? It's like I was gonna go see June, and
oh yeah, I'm gonna wait until it comes out.
Yeah.
I think.
I just not bother because I've seen that many different versions of the same story. I know it's going to be grandiose and big special effects, but I'm not paying 15 quid to sit in to watch a film where I know what the story is. I'd rather just to move on to the third book. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've seen the original film, the sci-fi miniseries, and at least they got to the second book.
Well, see, I never got into the original film at all, but I want to try the new one.
I recommend
I've never seen the TV series. I've never seen that.
The TV. There's 2 books. They cover the June and the Children of June 2 miniseries.
Right.
They're worth taking a look at. And
no, if you suggest that, then I do respect your opinion.
But what you're going to get with this film, and only that, you're only getting half the first book. You're not getting the first book.
So if it's successful, are they going to kind of like do June?
It has been successful, yeah.
Yeah,
but it's meant as a cinematography, it's meant to be a masterpiece.
Yeah, but you can get
the
that
cinematography.
Yeah,
but I'm not that bothered.
For what I understand, apparently the book is very, very hard to actually translate into a movie.
My old man read them all. He was a big fan of it all. But the first book is like, God, it's like immense. You know the size of the first book. And you're only going to get half that book in this new movie, and why am I bothered?
Yeah, especially if you know the story anyway. I mean, I suppose you'd go to see it to see what this version is like in respect of the book, I suppose.
Yes, apparently it's meant to be very accurate to the book. So, but the miniseries were very accurate as well.
Yeah, all right. I'll try.
The original film.
Who was in the miniseries? Was it a big show? Because I never even checked out the miniseries.
Well, it was a big production back in early 2000s. Sci-fi.
Not that old. Okay.
No, it was about 2003, I think.
Was it just called June? What was it just called June?
The first miniseries is called June.
Okay.
And the second one, it's about 9 hours long, but it's in 3. It's like 3 big massive episodes, and then you get the second book. It takes it further on, and then they cancelled it. They just pulled the plug, but they spent a lot of money on it. But the CGI is a bit ropey now.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I check it out, do you maybe fancy in the future doing that?
Yeah, no, I've got them on DVD. I picked them up a couple of months ago in a charity shop for £1 each, both miniseries. Still haven't got around to watching them. No. I lent them to my mate, he watched them, and he said he really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I keep meaning to sit down and watch them. I'm actually, if you want to cover that, the miniseries, I'm up for that. I'll just let me know whenabouts, and then I'll start watching it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, let me see if I can get a copy of it. And obviously,
it says made by sci-fi.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go for it. I mean, like I said, I love doing stuff like that. What else have we got? I think that's about it. I haven't got much other news.
Well, there's a lot that we've got. The trailer of Boba Fett, the 12th of November.
Oh, I know. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that.
Mando's in production now.
Yeah, they've started production of that now, which is really cool. So...
And we've got The Expanse coming, and I mean, this is
Lost
it now.
Lost in Space.
Oh, that's in about 2 weeks.
Oh, God, I know.
I watched that Another Life season 2. I completed that this week. That where I sent you the picture of. Well, it was all right. The first season's awesome, but second season it was a bit.
Yeah, sometimes
it wasn't as good as the first. You know what I mean?
I've just finished watching Lower Decks season 2, Star Trek. I did watch it.
All right, I'm up to episode 6. So I'm gonna have to.
What it is, right? It's well made. It fits with continuity, but really, to me, it's Star Trek Simpsons. It is. It's basically, it's like an episode of The Simpsons, although it's not drawn exactly the same way, in the Star Trek universe. And that's what I'm calling it now, Star Trek Simpsons, because it's good. But
Star Trek Simpsons
Futurama. Yeah, it's a sort of mix of that. And that's not really what I want to see from Star Trek.
No.
You know,
No, I just want to get back. I just want to get back to the smart storytelling, you know.
But I in its own defence, it had good continuity. It had a lot of jokes.
I like the characters,
but it's not quite what I want. And I mean, it's not like the original animated series, which was more the original animated series. TAS was these proper science fiction stories.
Yeah, it was.
Doing it in the Star Trek proper
and
series
there is
way.
some really good stories in there as well, you know.
Yeah,
so.
I've not seen all. I've only seen a few of the TAS episodes, but like I said, it's another Star Trek series that some people really like. It might get them into Star Trek, although if you see Star Trek as a comedy, then I just think for me it deserves a lot of respect for what it does. But that's just me.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it, I think. So, Martin, thank you very much for that. Next week, we're going to try and do the original Halloween from 1978, which, of course, I only found out the other week that the mask is actually a William Shatner mask, which I think is hilarious.
Yes, it is, yeah.
I never knew that they just painted it white, dyed the hair black or dark brown, got rid of the sideburns, cut the eyes around the eyes a bit wider, and they made him Mike Myers. I love that. I just think that is so funny. William Shatner as Mike Myers mask. I love that. That is one of the silliest facts I've learned all year, and I still think that's hilarious. Whenever I watch that in the future, I'll be thinking of William Shatner doing the pose for the mask, and then eventually his mask was in a horror film. I haven't got any music this week, so we're going to just sort of say goodbye for this week. It's been a funny show, but Martin, thank you very much for always joining me, and we'll catch you next week on the Sci-Fi Podcast.
Live long and prosper.